What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have several very important news. Pretty much all of them will be related to the FOIA requests, and I have to admit that a lot of FOIA requests that were filed by the MMTLP community members are in danger of deletion from the database, or let's put it this way, from the so-called order book of authorities. And we have to do some actions in order to preserve these letters. On top of that, I will show you another very important update in regards to the active lawsuits that were filed by MMTLP community. And before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, let me remind you that July 31st is the last day when you can join my Patreon for lower prices. I will remove on July 31st General Supporter tier and Discord Access tier for $5 and $35 respectively. And you will be able to join my Patreon only for $50 and above. And guys, let me show you a sneak peek what you will have for this money. So this is just one day of my communications with my patrons. You can see that when the trading session began, I made this call to short WDC, and TTMI. And guys, since then this asset lost from 5 to 11% of their value. On top of that, guys, you can see that here is my personal opinion that was closed for 2.8% of profit. And then I added another call to action to short NEO. You can see that I made a direct call to action when my patrons should short the stock if they want to, and here you can see the exact point when it happened, and it was just a very short term trade for about 1.5% of profit. On top of that, guys, for the people who don't like to short, here's the call for swing trade long position. And guys, since I made this call, this asset went up by more than 1.2%. And it is not the only one. Here you can see that I made another call on June the 20th, and it was a long position on McDonald's, so with the entry level from 288 to 280. And guys, since then McDonald's went up by I believe 5 or 6%. And this is what you will have for your $35 if you join my Patreon before July 31st. And guys, I have 7 days money back guarantee. If you don't like anything in this subscription, you can leave my Patreon and I will pay you back all of your money. So, and let's begin today's video with this tweet that was written by Daniel Oxer, your favorite SGN, just 18 hours ago, in response to the Roman Soup's threat that was related to the updates in Oxer versus Securities and Exchange Commission case. And I covered this yesterday, but Daniel responded, "I will move when I'm ready, but I do like your enthusiasm." And guys, I have to say that Daniel for now is extremely quiet in terms of his actions that are related to the MMTLP story, because he doesn't want to disclose his next steps, because he wants to be as effective as possible. And this is the only way how he and his allies can achieve this goal. So, and let's continue with the most important update for today's video. MMTLP Canada wrote this tweet 14 hours ago. MMTLP, red alert. SEC is sending letters asking folks who submitted a FOIA if you are still interested in having your request processed. If you don't respond within 6 weeks, they will close your request. If you have a FOIA follow up on the status and ensure it's in process. Multiple MMTLP investors are now reporting that they have also received this letter. I have received their feedback via posts, spaces and DMs. And he also added this. 12 hours ago he wrote, resubmit your FOIAs. Reports are now pouring in that the SEC is going to purge our FOIA requests. If we don't tell them, we are still interested. Check out the letter below. It is a form letter they sent out. If just to MMTLP, I do not know, but it's suspicious. And he refers to the tweet that was written by Screw You Wall Street, and Screw Wall Street wrote this 12 hours ago. How about getting answers on this issue, MMTLP? Over 435,000 emails on the greatest stock fraud in history. And here is this letter that was written on July 24th of this year, and it says, we have identified approximately 435,000 emails email records that may be responsive to your request. Under the FOIA, you are considered an other use requester. As such, you are entitled to 2 hours of search time and 100 pages free of charge. Once these entitlements are met, you are required to pay search and duplication fees in accordance with our fee schedule. Since the records are voluminous, if requested, we would process them on our complex track under this rule, and agencies may provide for multi-processing of requests for records based on the amount of work or time, or both, involved in processing requests. The SEC's regulation implementing multi-track processing is located at this rule. At present, we anticipate that it may take 36 months or more before we can begin to process a request placed in our complex track. Please note that email records may contain drafts, art, attachments, and other records. You may want to consider narrowing the scope of your request. If you are interested in having us place your request in our complex track, please write or call me by August 25th of 2025 and identify the records of interest to you. Please be advised that if we do not hear from you within this time period, we will assume that you have elected not sure to pursue your request, and it will be administratively closed. So guys, I have to admit that, it is not the best news, because on the one hand, even if you want to receive the information that potentially might be allocated in these FOIA letters, you have to pay additional fees if your request will increase the limit of 2 hours of search and 100 pages. Well, to be honest, it is quite a low barrier, but we have 65,000 shareholders, guys, and if each and every one of us will make the same request and will take just a tiny part of this FOIA request, definitely we can achieve our goal free of charge. But these actions need to be orchestrated by someone inside community, because it is extremely difficult to narrow the scope and to divide it by, let's put it this way, even 60,000 pieces. So let me show you another quite important update. MMTLP Canada wrote this, and in response to a tweet that was written by Alf Carbon. One hell of a good read and solid due diligence. Don't mess with woman who swims with sharks. Far for. And here is the tweet of Alf Carbon. Did a little research today in honor of Thomas Murphy. Representative Ralph Norman, did you know LPL Financial was one of your top contributors for 2024-2025 with an $8,000 donation? Holders of a long position in Metamaterials common shares circa September 2021, right around the time of the heightened speculation that institutions were marking their short positions in MMAT as longs. In 2024, guess what the SEC penalized LPL Financial for? Or just misreporting the trade data in 399,000 securities transactions. Errors included times, exchange codes, customer information, large trader identifiers, 340,000 transactions, counterparty identifiers, 13,000 transactions. Plus, they got the wrong transaction type for 35.6 thousand transactions. So it looks like it isn't a conspiracy theory to speculate. They marked their meta position as long when it was short. They've been caught doing it almost 40,000 times already. The blue sheets for LPL financials could help us solve the mystery of what their position truly is, but unfortunately LPL financial keeps losing their historical trade data too, yet another SEC case against them. Even more interesting, wanna guess who the main institutional holders are of LPL Financial? They happen to be top holders of both the Metamaterials Common and Series A preferred shares. Remember those shares, Ralph? Well, the ones with massive fraud that your constituents have been at your office begging for you to demand the guilty be held accountable. Weird how one of your top donors is connected to these shares in multiple ways, right? Metamaterials Series A preferred shares, FMR and Vanguard, Metamaterials Common, BlackRock and Geode were both holding the German-created synthetic derivative of metamaterials that was then listed back in the US as American shares, a violation of SEC Reg S. Pictures on post, open secrets Ralph Norman donations, LPL Financial 13A filing holding Meta common stock, SEC case against LPL Financial top holders. We'll comment with pictures for institutional holders and links to websites. And here's all the evidence of this statement. You can see the screenshots. And well, it is quite interesting to see who hold these shares, and it was pulled from the SEC.gov website. Guys, I think it is very interesting information that should be used, that should be used in another or current litigation process. On top of that, wait a second, I will show you somewhere here. John Bruder also reposted this tweet, and he reposted the tweet of Sam Hill, and Sam Hill reposted the tweet of Elf Carbon. Well, Ralph Norman, how do you explain this? 65,000 families and 3,000 veterans have waited for you to keep your promise for share count plus resolution. MMTLP, day 963 as a financial hostage. Facts don't lie, but people do. And guys, I have to admit that, this information is quite interesting, and it raises even more questions to Ralph Norman. On top of that, some additional information about FOIA requests. John Bruder reposted the tweet of Dr. E, and Dr. E wrote, 2 days after the FOIA, little B-boy followed orders and parroted the exact FOIA language, word for word. No share count, no cat data, just more stolen and cover-ups. Everyone on that email chain is complicit, crooked to the core. And he refers to the tweet of Nicholas Bayer. And Nicholas Bayer wrote this: an email from, Rao, legal counsel, June 6, 2023, referencing what looks like a ticker symbol, everyone's favorite. 2 days later, here's Jim Cramer calling MMTLP my favorite stock. Cramer even mentions retail blaming regulators. Not a coincidence. And guys, this is quite interesting development. You can see that here is everyone's favorite stock, I know, and it was the information from FOIA letters that Nicholas Bayer has. And the second screenshot is right here. Here is the conversation between Rao and Nicholas Raya. Nicholas said, "Good morning, came across your name in a FOIA. Can you share any information about metamaterials, MMAT, MMTLP or next bridge hydrocarbons? Thanks." Hi Nicholas, it's nice to meet you. I'm sorry but I can't. I'd recommend talking to FINRA or our Office of Public Affairs. And Nicholas wrote, FINRA is hiding the crime. Why does no one in your organization have the courage to come forward and help? For information, Dodge and Trump are aware of the crime that has taken place. Have you considered becoming a whistleblower? And guys, Definitely, this is one of potential paths how we can contact these people who were mentioned in these FOIA letters, and we can ask them about the information that was disclosed on these meetings. But to be honest, I don't think that they can answer to these questions, and we have just slim chances to find some information. But at the same time, guys, they can make some mistakes in their statements, and these mistakes might lead us to new developments. And in my opinion, it is very important to understand. On top of that, I want to pay attention to this tweet that was written by Kostas. Again, it is related to the FOIA letters, and let me quote to this. Breaking: who really put together FINRA's March 16, 2023 MMTLP FAQ? This wasn't some routine investor memo. It came from the top. Here's the FOIA truth. 1. On March 16, 2023, FINRA published its now infamous FAQ about the MMTLP trading halt. But what most people don't know is it was circulated directly by FINRA's Chief Legal Officer Robert Colby and sent to the highest levels of the SEC. Recipients of the memo included Hao-Xiang Zhu, Director of SEC Division of Trading and Markets; David Saltinel, Deputy Director SEC; David S. Shillman, Associate Director SEC; Jeffrey S. Mooney, Associate Director Clearance and Settlement SEC; Heather Percival, Policy Counsel, Office of the SEC Chair. This was not investor education, this was high-level regulatory coordination. 3. The FAQ didn't appear in a press release or under any name publicly, but internally it was managed at the executive legal level, signaling FINRA knew this was a serious legal and political issue. But here is the kicker. The community analyzed and debunked the FAQ point by point, every justification in the memo, from trading halt mechanics to short interest explanations, was met with the receipts, rule citations, and even evidence of regulatory failure. 5. So, while FINRA was presenting a legal front, retail was doing its homework. This wasn't a case of confused investors. It was a full-on cover-your-ass memo, challenged by a fact-based community response. The FAQ is a legal document masquerading as public info, and the people it was supposed to silence. We are louder than ever. More you delay resolution, the more truth comes out. There is more than enough for a congressional hearing. And guys, definitely this update is also very important. It shows that it wasn't just a simple FAQ that was written. The FAQ that was made by FINRA wasn't just a simple FAQ that was written by just ordinary FINRA's employees. It was made at the top level of this company, and this means, guys, it basically explains why it took so long to release this FAQ, and this means that well, FINRA in its entirety knew and still knows about the MMTLP story, and for some reasons they don't want to solve this problem one way or another. Their most easiest way to move out of this case is just to publicly make their statement that potentially definitely can be used in the litigation process. And because of these guys, they don't want to do anything. They just want to kick this can down the road for as long as possible. And that is why we are here. We are here to find the truth. So, and let me show you another news for today's video that is related to Thomas D. Murphy's story. And Kevin just yesterday tried to ask Ralph Norman about this story, and he tagged him and asked, "Care to explain?" And Thomas D. Murphy wrote this: "I hope he does through your ask." And for now, guys, we still don't have any official information or statement from Ralph Norman. Why did he make this order, or who did this? And definitely we have to know more about this story. On top of that, I want to pay attention to CPO's tweet CPO is the person who filed the most recent lawsuit, and he wrote this: "Had to learn more than I ever wanted to know about securities regulations because of how MMTLP traded, and now I have to learn more than what I ever want to know about law because of how it was halted. I just wanted to trade some stocks and make a little bit of money. All I ever wanted was a last day of trading. I planned for it, followed all the PR, read all the filings over and over again for over a year. I watched and waited, always on the lookout for the last day MMTLP would trade, and these bastards stole that from me, right along with all my money. They straight up lied about when the last day of trading would be, and I made the mistake of believing them, thinking I could trust them. Yet here we are nearly 3 years later and still no accountability, no resolution. Now, instead of reading securities regulations and S1 filings, I'm having to read legal filings, review case doctrine, and study law. I just wanted to trade some stocks. I would have never thought my investments would land me in court suing government regulators for state-sponsored thievery. It makes me so angry having to go through all this when it could have been resolved years ago with the stroke of a pen, but instead all our leaders wanted to give us was lip service. I'm not going anywhere, and I will see you thieving bastards in court. I want my money back." And guys, I totally understand CPO's emotions, and I totally agree with this statement, and I support him for 100%. And guys, I support all of the actions that might lead to the resolution because I'm here to help you. And if you like my video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed.